Hey, what's up guys? So let's take a look at Viofo's new multiplexing feature available in their newest dash cams that's going to allow you to combine the camera feeds from many different camera angles into one single video file and make it much easier to see what's going on all around your car in different directions all at the same time. Now, by default, the dashcam is actually set up to run like any traditional dashcam where all of the different video files are going to be recorded and saved independently. However, in their newer models like the A329S, T, and WW, we've got a new menu option available that's going to allow you to choose which of the different camera angles you'd like to combine and multiplex into one video file. And this can be really convenient if something happens in and around your car and you want to be able to see a bunch of different camera angles simultaneously. You can of course always do this by looking at the different individual files one by one, but having them all together is just going to make it much easier to see what's going on all at the same time. Additionally, if you ever want to share this video file with police or insurance, it's going to be easier for you to gather up all the footage and send it on over to them to give them an idea of what happened as well. Now, the first time that we've seen multiplexing available was actually first from Thinkware. They sold a separate multiplexer box that you would buy that plugs into the front dash cam, and then it allows up to 4 additional cameras to plug into this multiplexer box. And when you've got them all combined, you can actually get up to 5 different camera angles at once. Viofo's implementation is a little bit different. It doesn't require you to buy any external hardware. It's actually built directly into the dashcam itself. However, you are going to be limited to having just 3 different camera angles at once instead of 5 like the Thinkware. Nevertheless, the Viofo option is going to be more convenient, it's going to be cheaper, and you are going to get better video quality. Now, with Thinkware's implementation, it would keep the front video camera file separate, but then you would have like this integrated combined video file for all the different add-on cameras. Basically, all the add-on cams would plug into the multiplexer box, and it would output a 1080p video file as like a 2x2 grid, and all of the individual files within would be downscaled to just 540p. So you're getting a really low resolution here from all of the different add-on cams. And they're throwing away detail like this to make smaller video files to ultimately save on both processing power and how much data you have to write to the memory card at once. Viofo's approach is going to be a little bit different here. Number one, not only do you have more control over which of the different camera angles are going to be multiplexed together, but number two, when you combine and multiplex the camera angles, you're actually going to be left with a higher resolution final output file to give you even better video quality than what you're left with from the Thinkware cameras. And diving into the specifics here, let's take a look at the different options. So again, by default, you have the ability to have multiplexing turned off, which is going to allow you to record with separate individual video files for all of the different cameras. Then getting into the multiplexing options, the first way to do this is actually to combine 2 different camera angles side by side. And you can choose if you want to combine maybe like the front and rear cameras, for example, or maybe you want to combine the front and interior cabin cam or front and front telephoto. And it's going to basically combine them into like 2 4K videos side by side with the resolution of 7680 by 2160. So still the same vertical resolution, but twice as wide now on the horizontal dimension. Now the front cam is going to stay 4K because that's its native resolution, but the add-on cams, which actually record natively at 2K, actually get upscaled to 4K. This does not add any additional video quality. It just helps to make things look more even and fit better when you play the 2 video clips side by side. And if you're running a 3rd channel as well that's not participating in the multiplexing, then that's just going to stay at the native resolution and quality level. Now, if you're running a 3-channel dashcam and you actually want to multiplex all the different camera angles, it's going to lay things out a little bit differently. You're going to get the same 4K video up at the top, and then at the bottom, it's going to add the 2 add-on cameras. So like maybe the rear camera and the telephoto, or the rear and the interior cabin cam. And laying them out this way is going to give you more of a squarish aspect ratio. It's going to be 3840 by 3240. So the same horizontal width as traditional 4K, but it is going to be taller than normal because you've got the other 2 camera angles at the bottom. Now, it's also worth noting that those 2 other camera angles are going to be downscaled. So instead of being saved at 2K, which is their native resolution, it's actually going to be shrunk down to just 1080p. And so you are going to see a loss of detail and quality from these add-on cams when you're combining them here into a 3-channel multiplex setup. And I was really curious to see how much this would negatively impact video quality and ultimate detail capture capability. Now, starting off here first with the front camera, I tried it both in the normal recording mode as well as in the multiplex mode. And I tested it by pulling up behind this parked car here and looking at 3 different distances away from this vehicle. I then tried recording the dash cam both in the normal individual video recording mode as well as in the multiplexed mode. And zooming into the license plate here, I'm really not seeing much of a difference between the regular recording clips at the top or the multiplex clips at the bottom at any of the 3 different distances, including the farthest distance. And this makes sense given that the front cam is still going to be recording at 4K in all of these different configurations. Now, what I'm especially curious about is the impact to the add-on cameras, especially when you switch to the 3-channel multiplexing option, which is going to be downscaling from 2K down to just 1080p. And so I came back to retest with the A329T's telephoto camera. And again, I tried different configurations here with the single channel individual video file or the dual channel front and telephoto multiplex and the full 3-channel multiplex, which is going to be downscaling it here from 2K to 1080p. Now for this test though, I did not try different distances. I only wanted to see the impact that multiplexing has. And if we zoom into the license plates, there's not much of a difference between the individual single channel and the 2-channel multiplex option. But if you take a look at the 3-channel multiplex that's downscaling to 1080p, that is where you see the reduction in image quality. Nevertheless, you can still clearly make out that license plate despite the loss in resolution. Now, I also wanted to do a quick test at night, so I went back out and found another car and tried to repeat the same test here, but in all 3 configurations, including the 3-channel multiplex, the dash cam did great. Now, to be fair, I still was decently close here to the car in front of me, and I did another test as well, backing up even farther away from a different vehicle, and I repeated the same test here with the different multiplex configurations. And this time around, yes, you can tell the telephoto is going to be struggling more, including the 3-channel option, which is going to give me less clarity when it comes to recognizing the license plates digits, but nevertheless, you can still make out the license plates digits despite the fact that I'm back so far away here from this vehicle. And this is going to be a pretty extreme test here, backed up this far. And in the real world, you are going to have more options with the car being a little bit closer. You don't need to be like sniping license plates, half a mile down the road or anything. But nevertheless here, this telephoto is definitely a beast of a camera. And despite the fact that they are downscaling it from 2K to 1080p, it's still a very capable camera here. And so you are going to still be able to make out details such as license plates. However, if you want the absolute highest resolution and detail capture possible, you are still going to want to capture all of the different camera angles individually and have them saved into their own individual video files. Nevertheless, I think this is a pretty cool option to make it easier to combine stuff. I like the fact that it's built into the dash cam. I like that we're ultimately left with a higher resolution and higher quality video than what we get out of something like Thinkware. I like that we don't have to buy any additional add-ons to make this work. And if you're not maybe super comfortable with like video editing and combining different camera angles yourself, which is probably most people, and you just want to make it easier to see what's going on around your car and share that with others, I think this is a nice option that's available here from the Viofos. And it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe down the line we've got other cameras that start adding this feature, or maybe from other manufacturers, they start implementing something similar as well, because it seems like it's a pretty cool option to make available for people if you so desire. And so if you're looking for this kind of feature, again, it's available on Viofo's newest A329 line of dash cams like the 329S, T, WW, etc. And down in the description, I'll put a link to all of the different new Viofo models that support this new multicam capability. And with that said, now that we've covered multiplexing, let's take a look at the parking mode functionality next. And if you'd like to see that video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when that video goes live. And down in the description, I'm also going to be having links to all the other videos in this series as we're doing a deeper dive here into all the new capabilities and features here in these new models. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're all doing great, and I'll see you in the next one.